Hello everyone, welcome again to Real Class. We are still on register, okay? And this time we are looking at registers on law. The first one is the plaintiff. The plaintiff is the person that, actually institutes a suit against someone, that institutes a case against someone, all right? If I sue someone for a particular offense, then I'm the plaintiff, okay? Yes. Another word for the plaintiff is the complainant. In other words, I am the one that complained against a particular person and consequently I have sued the person. Then the defendant is the person that I have actually sued. All right? The defendant is the person I have sued. All right? Another word for defendant is respondent. In other words, the defendant is the person that will respond to accusation from the plaintiff or the complainant. Is that not so? So we now look at the prosecution counsel. The person that institutes a case against someone I've told you is the plaintiff. So the lawyer that will stand for the plaintiff is the prosecution counsel. All right? So the defendant is the person that is being sued by the word plaintiff. So the lawyer that stands for the defendant or respondent is called the defense counsel. All right? So if I sue you, I am the plaintiff. All right? If I sue you, I am the plaintiff, and the lawyer that will stand for me is called the prosecution counsel. You that have sued, of course, you are the defendant, and the lawyer that will defend you is called the defense counsel. Then we talk about the matricide. Matricide is the offense of killing one's mother. All right? When you are accused of matricide or when you are charged with matricide case, that means you killed your mother. All right? Then we talk about parricide. It's not patricide, we have patricide, we have parricide. Parricide is the offense of killing your relative. Any of your relative, it could be your mother, for anybody at all, provided it's your relative, you are guilty of parricide. Then, when you are talking about perjury, all right, that's the next, what are you have there? Perjury is the crime of, or the offense of, lying on an oath. When you are taking an oath and you are lying on that oath, you have committed an offense called perjury. All right? Then you talk about patricide. Patricide is the offense of killing your father. When you kill your father, that offense is referred to as patricide. Okay? Then if you kill a king or a queen, all right, that offense is regicide. The offense of killing a king or a queen is called regicide. All right? Then you talk about genocide. All right? Genocide is the offense of killing, a particular race. When you wipe a particular race, killing everybody, that offense is what? Genocide. All right? Then you talk about infanticide, which is the offense of killing a child. When you are guilty of killing a child, then it's an infanticide case. Then ultravirus, all right, is of a law court to declare an act illegal and unlawful, unconstitutional act of the law, all right, declared by the court is called the ultravirus. Then habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is an order directing a detainee to be brought before the law court and tried within 24 hours of arrest. In other words, habeas corpus says that you must not keep someone in the custody of the police more than 24 hours. Otherwise, it's a breach on the what? Person's human rights. Okay? Then you talk about to sit. When you sit, it is to begin hearing a case. All right? When court sits, it means the court has begun, hearing the case. When the court rises, the court closes hearing a case. All right? When court rises, it has closed the hearing of what? A case. Then you talk about libel. When you talk about the law of libel, it means to actually write a statement about the person, a false statement about the person, condemning the person. All right? A false statement written to, actually, how do I put it? To actually terminate someone's reputation is referred to as libel. But if it is in a written form, you call it slander. When you speak or you utter the words, all right, just to terminate the person's reputation, what you have is the law of slander. So when you are guilty of libel and slander, it does mean that you have actually written, all right, and you have actually spoken just to kill the person's reputation. All right. Then away from there, you talk about manslaughter. Manslaughter is an accidental killing of someone when you are not aware. All right. You mistakenly kill someone, it is manslaughter. But when you deliberately do it, or you deliberately did it, it is a case of murder. Okay. Then you talk about amicus curiae, somebody that brings information to the court. Amicus curiae simply means friend of the court. All right, somebody that brings information to the court. Then we can also have witness, somebody that testifies to a particular case in court is a witness. Then remand, to keep somebody in custody of the law. All right, is to remand the person. Then alimony has to do with the money, all right, paid to the husband or the wife afterwards a legal divorce. All right, that's alimony, the money you pay to your spouse, the money you pay to your husband or wife after a legal divorce is alimony. Then you talk about felony. Felony has to do with a very dangerous crime. It could be murder, it could be rape, it could be any dangerous crime committed, all right, falls under felony. Then treason. Treason is an offense of, going against your country, all right, offense of, saying things that could actually bastardize the image of your country or dragging your country back. Yeah, that's, you are guilty of treason. All right, like what they are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. All right, that he's guilty of treason because he wants the Igbos to be independent. Okay, then you talk about prayer. Prayer is a request by someone in the court, all right, by the plaintiff or the lawyer to the plaintiff. By the time you are praying in the law court, it means that you are requesting and you want your request to be granted. All right, you can have about 5 prayers. One of the prayers could be that, you should win the election on the ground that the person in question never participated in the election and all of that. Okay, then we have another one called alibi. After the prayer, you can have what we call alibi here. All right, it's not alibi, it's alibi. Alibi is actually a court term to mean that as at the time someone was accused of a particular crime, he was not even at that scene, he was not even present. When you try to defend your client like that, then you have used alibi. Maybe I was accused of murder, all right, and my lawyer gets to court and says that as at the time my client was accused of that crime, he was in the US, not even in Nigeria, and there was no way he could have committed that crime. Then he has used alibi to defend him. Then you talk about battery, all right. The offense of hitting someone, all right, is battery, or beating someone is battery. Then contempt of the court simply means disrespect to court orders, all right. Then demands is a legal term for debt, all right. Then murder case, I've just told you, is a deliberate killing of someone. And that's that for register under law. We have numerous registers. I'll urge you to read from different fields to get to know many of these things.